Hello Year 8. So as we go into this 6th or 7th week of lockdown, let's have a look at where we should be. The project we've been working on is on the Learning Platform, and we're using the Unit 4 Game Maker project. There were 4 lessons for you to work through. The first 3 are all about creating and following a tutorial for a game. To be able to do that, you're going to need to install Game Maker. I did put together a YouTube video. I suggest you subscribe to this YouTube channel. The Game Maker installing video here goes through step by step how to install it. In each lesson, let's go back. In each lesson there is a set of videos to follow through. Obviously all the content is here, but the videos themselves will tell you how to make the game. So if I just come down here, so for example these, okay, some students have had some problems with these videos. If you're having problems opening up these videos, I've converted them to a YouTube compatible format, and I've condensed them all. So we've got the ones from lessons 1 to 3, which is making the main game, plus lesson 4, which is really the assignment and additional skills. Okay. Once you've done lessons 1 to 3 and you've got the working version of the breakout game, you'll need to complete the mid-term assessment that Mr. Kerr emailed out to all students. That is due in on Friday. That will be the Friday the 8th of May. Okay. It includes some Game Maker stuff as well as some other basic questions to see what you've been doing and how you've been getting along. That is a monitored assignment. Please make sure it's completed by Friday. The next thing you should be looking at is on the last lesson, lesson 4, we have the assessment of understanding, this one here. The assessment of understanding is the final assessment for Unit 4, and it includes the usual, let's open it up so you can see it a bit better. It includes the usual terminology, planning a game. Now this part here is a hand-drawn sketch that you can take a photograph and email to us, or print out and bring in next term. Creative writing, so this would be a blurb for your game in the form of an advert for a magazine to advertise your game, and then creating and testing your own game and some user documentation of how your game works. Okay, now when it comes to the game, I've had a couple of people saying what sort of game should I do. So here's a couple of examples. Try to stick to something very simple. So this is a Cross Your Road or Frogger type idea. So we've got the objects of crocodiles and our character, and the idea would be our character would jump across to reach the other side. A simple platform game where the idea would be for our character to jump across, avoid the dragon and rescue the princess. As many platforms and things as you like. Remember, these are all objects, and that's just a background, and you can do your actions within your game. If you're feeling a bit braver and you look in the Learning Platform, if I go back, you will see under Resources, you will see some additional materials. So we've got, if I can just find them, further reading and support. So we've got some tutorials for different types of games if you want to work through those tutorials first. But more importantly, we've got these manuals here, and these will give you some more details about how to do specific things in Game Maker. I have put videos together to help, as you've seen in the lesson 4 video here. Gives you some examples of how you'd make your character jump, and it gives some examples of how you could have an arrow or a similar item shooting. The other software that you're going to need on top of Game Maker is Photo Plus. Photo Plus is available on the learning platform for you to download, as we same as GameMaker. So if I just show you where that is, because it's not in the Key Stage 3 folder. So if I just go back through the learning platform, and if I go to Key Stage 4, extend Close Your Work, and PhotoPlus is here. Okay, so you right click, download it. Once you've extracted it, the same as GameMaker, you'll need the key to install it, and that's the key there. Okay, do exactly the same as GameMaker, just say next, next, next all the way through, put the key in when it asks, and it will run. With GameMaker, remember it's all about scale, so each of these little squares, in my case, are 16 pixels by 16 pixels. So if you're finding when you put your image on here it's far too big, use PhotoPlus to, let's just paste an image in. Okay, use PhotoPlus to think about its size. This is 250 pixels, so if I wanted it to fit in with one of the squares, I would go image, image size, and I would adjust this number to match the number of squares I wanted it to fill in up here. If your squares are bigger, 32 by 32, you can change them here. Okay, so 8 by 8, for example, will give me what, smaller squares. 32 by 32 would give me bigger squares but less detail. The ideal is 16 by 16. Okay, so make sure you've completed the midterm assessment. Have a go at creating your own game. Do as much of the final assessment as you can. Just go back to that final assessment. So we're on Key Stage 3, Year 8, Game Design, Assessment of Learning, this one here. Okay, so do as much of this as you can. Alright, doesn't all require creating a game, so you've got terminology and planning can be done without GameMaker, so if you're having struggle installing it, you've got those bits to complete. You can certainly do the creative writing in Word or PowerPoint. You're going to need GameMaker for task 4 and 5. Nothing to stop you doing a documentation in something like Publisher or PowerPoint. Don't need GameMaker for that, you can just mock it up. And then the flyers on the benefits and dangers of computer games, again, PowerPoint will do for that, so that doesn't require GameMaker. So there's something here for everybody to complete. Can I recommend that you sign on and subscribe to that YouTube channel so that we can give you access to the YouTube videos for the lessons for those people that are struggling. I put others on there as well for how to install different bits of software. If you have any problems, email your teacher, either myself or Mr. Kerr, and we look forward to seeing you soon.